in this cybersecurity. And I believe all of you three have enrolled for the same course. One second, please. Yeah, everything is fine. So you will be having a regular class from now on. That is exactly we'll start by 8:30. So today we started a bit late because I was getting the information about the students and all of this, and everything is set. So every day you can expect the class will be exactly by 8:30 to 9:30. So one full hour would be really enough for us because slow and steady will always wins a race. So we'll go very slowly and we'll make sure to complete on time. And if there is any thing like very advanced, if I'm held up with some meetings or something like that, I'll always message you prior so that you don't need to waste your time waiting in the class. So from now on we'll have a continuous classes, and let me see how my 8 years of experience in this career will help you in learning each and everything, because myself I'll be in office sometimes in the morning till evening or sometimes evening at night times. So I can also give you the work, my work, whatever I do from morning till evening as a senior security consultant. I can also help you out with that knowledge as well if you're interested more in cybersecurity. Yes, I can see that the class is also recorded, so we can now start the class. So we're gonna start with very basics, very basics. Please don't judge the course because what this guy is teaching, what is computer keyboard mouse, because we're gonna start with A plus, N plus. Let me share my screen and show you what is our course content. Uh, okay, here it is. And if you have any doubts, always feel free to raise your hand, or if you want to intercept in the middle, like directly, you can unmute yourself and you can talk to me directly. I will never mind for all this. Okay. So I believe my screen is now shared, even I can also see it. And the very first topic. So before getting into this, let me give you some overview of this course content. So this is the course content what you will be learning in the class. So that is module one. That's not like a topic one. Topic was I have given CompTIA A plus. So in CompTIA A plus, you will learn very basics. Okay, these basics we can complete in two classes itself. That is PC, system components, storage devices, and power supply, display devices and portable computers, networking, printers, scanning, operational procedures and operating systems, and security, mobile devices, and troubleshooting. So these are the topics that we will be covering in A plus. I think one or two classes will be really sufficient for this. Very basics, no, everyone will be aware. Then we can go with N plus. That is where I'll be teaching about internet networking and network classifications, email configurations with protocols, and OSI 7 layers model. That is, you already know the 7 layers. And for those who have no idea, I'm going to go with it. And IP addresses and MAC addressing, topologies with configurations, TCP and IP configurations and protocols, and network devices, and LAN, MAN, and WAN, whatever it is. We're going to do some terminologies. And then Ethernet, very advanced. We're going to see the Ethernets and implementation network and network troubleshoot. And then we have Windows 10 administrations. So I have to give you the complete overview of Windows 10, how to configure, how to manage storage, how to manage files and printers, data security, device security, and network security, and maintaining the Windows 10, as well as troubleshooting and recovery when something goes wrong in an operating systems. Okay. And once this is done, we're going to go with some CCNA, very basic CCNA, not very advanced also, so that you will have some idea about some routing protocols, access control list, that is ACL, and switching fundamentals and configurations, a little bit of VTP, NTP, and PAT. NAT also we have network address translations, and PAT also. Once you learn this, then RHSA, that is where you're going to learn about some Linux classes, because Linux classes are very important to start your cybersecurity. I think no, we don't want administrative servers. This one you can ignore. That is not for this one. So till here, so to complete all of this, I might take a maximum 1 month of time. Okay, 1 month of time is really, really sufficient. That is like, I think 20 hours would be really sufficient for us to complete this topics. 20 classes, no, maybe 25 classes. Okay, that is very sufficient for us to complete this classes because A plus, N plus, CCNA, and Linux classes. No, so uh, we don't want to waste our time in learning some other things that is not related to cybersecurity. So we're going to focus more on the cybersecurity part. And once that is done, then we are good to go. So I have my slides ready for today's class to begin with. And in today's class, we'll wind it off by in next 45 minutes itself. So that because today you have to know about me and everything. So that because I'm the guy who will be teaching you for the next 4 months, whatever the duration they have been committed. So, and once this is done, then we can directly go with CH, direct. And but my class A plus N plus, you cannot expect much practicals till CCNA. Once this month is finished, then only practicals. I'll teach you how to hack everything. You simply name, I'll be doing it in our classes. Okay. Okay, I'm running out of my battery. All right. So 13% I have. Just give me a minute. I didn't notice this one. I'll just go connect it immediately. Uh, yeah, I'm back. So we're gonna start. I forgot about you guys. So you can feel free if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me, or you can feel free to let me know like what exactly you guys do. Are you a student? Are you working? Or what exactly you want to continue your career in cybersecurity, or you have joined only because it's your interest? Please let me know. You can feel free to unmute yourself and talk, or if you don't want to talk, you can directly message, or it is okay to ignore. No problem. Because it's always good to know the students so that even I can understand. Okay, this is if it is interest, I can even make it be much more easier in the classes. So here you go. We're gonna start now with our very first topic in A plus. That is very basics. Because if you guys are aware of this basics, then it is okay. It is for those who are not aware of the basics. Okay, so don't mind thinking like it is very basics we are learning. It's not gonna be basics. Okay. So here you go, hardware classes. We're gonna do some hardwares, and then we're gonna go with some N plus and everything. So this is computer introduction. So I'm gonna skip some small things that you guys are already aware. Okay, so definitions are also there. Computer is an electronic device, so I think we don't want those things. So some of the basics input devices are also here. There is mouse, keyboard, some scanners, mic, webcam, and some barcode readers, and CPU for central processing unit. And these are all some of the devices. And here are some of the output devices are also here. So the CPU. So basically, I don't want to give like this thing. See, in CPUs we have some processors. Okay, some processors we have, and especially in these processors, if you can notice, like i3, we have different types of processors, such as i3, i5, and currently I'm using i7, and then we have i9. You know, these many processors we have, and apart from this, we have AMD, Ryzen, Xeon. So these many things we have, and basically, what exactly this will do is this will give you the more number of versions like i3, i5, i7, i9. The more amount you pay for a laptop, the very good laptops you get. And currently today, it is running i9. i9 is the latest. i9 came many years back. I have a Dell Alienware system that is i9. It came like 7 years back only. I purchased it. So i9, i3, i5, i7, and i9. So if you want, if you're looking for very budget friendly, see, first of all, budget friendly means you better not to buy any laptop. If you're looking for budget friendly laptops, it is better that you guys don't buy a laptop, because there is nothing like budget friendly here. Nowadays everything is very expensive and everything got its own price. The more money you pay, the best laptops you get. I really recommend if it is budget friendly i5. If you are very good financially, like no problem, sir, I want a laptop which will last at least for next 10 years. Always recommend you to go with i7, because I have 6 laptops with me. And in the 6 laptops, only one is i5. That is the second hand I purchased to teach somebody very recently, because I had enough laptops to carry. So I have two i7 laptops, one i5 laptop, and one I have Xeon, and one i9. And there is one more laptop which comes on Ryzen, because I used to play some games, so I have it. So these many systems I have, and some of them are working, some of them are not that good up to the mark. And this laptop is also i7, because I'm using it since almost many years. I'm a guy, and i3 I don't even have a single laptop. So I5, I7, and I9 are really good. If you're really good in financial, if you're that guy who still doesn't care about money, I want a best of the best, then I9 is for you. And in I9, it shows 9th generation, but today's generation is 13th generation is the latest one. But in the market, you can still find 12th generation. So you can good luck with your laptops. But i3, no way. I will never recommend you i3 for anything. If you want to open Excel and all of these things, then i3 is okay. Not for work. i5, i7, and i9 are the best. i5 is budget friendly. i7 is expensive. And of course, if i7 is expensive, then i9 is very expensive. But all these processors, okay, all these processors looks like this. And if you can able to see all this processor, this is how it looks like. And I can see it looks like a gold, right? It looks like a little bit like a gold, isn't it? Gold coated. You guys can call it as a gold coated. But what if I tell you it is not gold coated? It is actually a original gold, which is 24 karat gold, will be placed on your whatever the gold that your mom and dad is buying, right? That you guys may be buying. That gold is 22 karat, not even 24. 24 karat is what they have used here on the processor. That is pure 24 karat gold, because gold is a very good conductor of heat, like salt is a very good conductor of heat. The similar way, even gold is also a very good conductor. So not conduct, I don't know, but it is very good for heat and everything. Okay, this is the 24 karat gold. So once you are aware of this, then obviously you know some monitors. And nowadays, today we are in the monitors of the latest technology, that is OLED, QLED, and all of this. And one of the best monitors I wanted to purchase very recently, that you will get it in a Samsung curved monitor. One of the best I have, but very small one. Very small in the sense I spent only like 15,000 maybe for a core monitor. Yeah, which is 27-inch. Yeah, something like this. But very old one. But this is something which is amazing one that I have ever seen. if you play games in this, I think it will be like a blast. So this is how the monitors nowadays looks like, and it is really good. This one I have seen in my friend's house. I have seen it in my friend's house, and it is really good. Okay, someone is having an issue, a couple of dead pixels on the screens. Oh my god. I don't think so you'll get it that easily. So, but and you can even go with some BenQ. BenQ is also very budget friendly, and this is very expensive, 24 one. But there are so many you can get curve also. See, but spending this much 20,000, 15,000, it is always to good go with some MI monitors if you're really interested. Because I'm a desktop guy, I'm not a laptop guy. I have a desktop, so you can even go with this. And then printers are fine. Everybody knows printers, that's okay. Projectors, everybody knows that's okay. And projectors nowadays very cheap. You can get it at just 10,000 also. And speakers, that's okay. No issues to discuss. And UPS, yes. UPS is very important device. It's a power supply. We use it for power supply. And it is neither an input device or an output device. It is just a power backup supplier. So this is like a backup if you're running some computers and if you hate the power cuts and everything, this will always save your life. Because laptops are fine. If the charging is done, then even if the power goes, even if there is no internet, I can still turn on my hotspot and I can do it because I have postpaid SIM, 24 hours, you can use how much ever I want. And yes, nowadays the current laptop that I'm using. See, I'm not even using mouse. See, my mouse is here. If I use my mouse, this is how it looks like. See, I'm directly I can do because this is a touch screen laptop that I'm using as of now because it is very good in teaching as well as it is very good in working. But the only issue with my laptop is if there is, I have a lot of two cats in my house and two cats in my dog. I mean, two cats and two dogs in my house. So if they come and if they bite the screen or something like that, it's gone. They did it every time they did it. But touchscreen, it's both input and output device. You can do it, but touchscreen laptops will never last long, and you will always definitely find some issues in the future. But having a touchscreen is very good. You can play games like anything, and of course, it will be 360-degree. You can even use it like a tab. And some of the storage, see, I'm not giving you what they have mentioned. I'm giving you a bit more and comfortable way of using also in the class. Storage devices. When it comes to the storage devices, it is hard disk, pen drive, CD, DVD, CD, compact disk, and floppy disk, tape drive, memory card, etc. But today's technology, even pen drives are also very rarely seen. CD, DVD, you will never get whenever you purchase a new laptop, you will never get CD and DVD option. Difference between CD and DVD is the storage. CD, you will only get 700 MB, whereas DVD, you will get 4.7 GB. Okay. Floppy disk, forget it. We don't have it now. We don't want to. It's a waste of time discussing about floppy disk as well as tape drive both. And memory cards are also gone. So people nowadays won't use any memory cards. And floppy disk no, tape no, CD no, DVD no, and pen drives very rarely they will use pen drives nowadays. And yes, hard disk. Yes, people still use hard disk, but there are difference in HDD. What's SSD? Hard disk drive, solid state drive. Let us compare both, and I'll also show you mine that I'm using now. So where is open image and new tab option? Here it is. So SSDs are the latest, and hard disks are very old. Compared to hard disk, SSDs are very fast, rapid. It goes just like anything. And I'm using SSD, very small SSD in this laptop, not a big one. Now I have a hard disk. I can go to Task Manager. If you want, you can also test it yourself. If you click on this performance, see, I told you it is i7 that I'm using. And if you click on disk, see, it shows Samsung. And here you can see it is mentioned SSD, solid state drive, and it is the capacity is only, see, type is SSD. And if you are using a hard disk, it will show directly HDD, hard disk drive. Mine is SSD, so which is faster compared to hard disk. And nowadays, whichever the laptops that you will purchase, majority of the laptops will only comes with SSD, not any hard disk drive. Okay. And yes, SSDs are very expensive. Like hard disks are very cheap. In hard disk for 5,000 you can get 1 terabyte, but in SSDs you can only get 256 GB or 512 GB maximum. Okay, but if you want faster, then obviously it will be very expensive, right? Then you have moving parts mechanical, and this is flash means non-mechanical. But hard disk drives are mechanical. That is why whenever you press, it will be making some noise in hard disk. But SSDs, no, it is just simple one board. That is called as flash, non-mechanical. Okay. Then shock resistant. But no way, hard disks are not shock resistant. It will directly permanently, it will damage your data. But SSD is no worries, no shock resistance. Even if you want, you can touch it, you can do whatever you want, you won't even get shocked, nothing. So which is best one? Best for storing operating systems, gaming applications, and frequently used application. It is good only for these things. And hard disk drive, it is best to store some extra data like photos, DVD. What is that? Your data, like for example, photos, documents, movies. This is only good to store your backup. Okay, to store backup, it is hard disk is good. But to run any program, softwares, or something like that, SSDs are best. Okay, and I hope you understood the difference in this one. But CD DVD, nothing to worry. And now comes memory unit. The smallest unit of memory is bits. 1 bit, 0 or 1. 4 bits, 1 nibble. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte, and 16 bits is equal to 1 word. The small simple word, or any simple word, A, B, C, D, whatever the word we have, the simple alphabets and everything will be in the form of 16 bits. So basically 8 bits is equal to 1 byte, please remember. And how are your memory cards and everything so classified? Yes, everything are classified because 1 KB is equal to 1024 bytes. This one byte. This one, 1 KB is equal to 1024 bytes, and 1024 MBs are is equal to 1 KB. 1024 KB is equal to 1 TB. See, 1024 KB is equal to 1 MB, right? And again, 1024 MB is equal to 1 GB. 1024 GB is equal to 1 TB. 1024 TB is equal to 1 PB. PB for petabyte. And then 1024 PB is equal to 1 exabyte. And 1024 exabyte is equal to 1 zettabyte. And 1024 zettabyte is equal to 1 octabyte. And we have bronobyte also. But anyway, compact disk memory capacities, I told you mini CDs comes with the 210 MB, and you might have seen mini CDs because they will use some drivers. Like whenever you purchase some small adapters or something like that, they always give some drivers. And normal CD comes with 700 MB, as I told you. But DVDs comes with 4.7 GB, and there is one more DVD that is double layer where it comes with 8.5 GB. And the Blu-ray disc will always Blu-ray. I used to buy some Blu-ray disc because I had a Blu-ray DVD in our house. So it was 25 GB up to 50 GB it comes. And archival disk, that is 300 GB to 500 GB and 1 terabyte also. But this one is very rarely you might have seen, or maybe you may not never seen it. So there are something like that also. That is Sony plus Panasonic is equal to 1 terabyte. Holy shit. Anyway, and desktop laptops, okay, fine, these things are not necessary. And mainframe computers and the microcomputers, that's okay. Workstations, these supercomputers, okay, these are the things that you are already aware. So let me go with direct part. Computer generations or history of computers. The very first generation of computers was in the period of 1946 to 1959, and that is where the vacuum tubes are used to do. It was very big. It looked like a building, the very first generation computers. And then after a lot of update, they introduced second generation in 1959. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to go back. Yeah, that is the second generation in 1959. It was started. That is transistors, and then the third generation in 1965 to 1971, less than 6 years, they started with integrated circuit board based this one, where everything put together in a small place. Then fourth generation That is a VS Lite, but I didn't see. I was not born that time, so I didn't see this one. Microprocessor, and fifth generation is what we are using as of now. That is 1980 till today. We are using the fifth generation. That is your laptops, desktops, tab, mobile, and everything. Here come some of the applications of computers. The very basics of applications of computers are office management, internet, you will get digital video, audio, and computers in medicines, mathematical calculations, and it is also used in banks, tours and travels, telecommunications, defense, e-learning. That is what we are doing now. Examinations, computers and business, ATM machines, news broadcast, airplanes, and weather analysis. For everything in computers are used. Architecture of a computer. So when you talk about an architecture of a computer, first comes the processor. And in the processor memory, in memory, there are again input devices and output devices. And finally, it is a secondary memory and primary memory which work together to give you the logical outputs. And computer consists of both hardware, software, and firmware. Firmware is to receive updates and everything. That is the software parts. And softwares are hardware. Softwares are those things that we are already using in ours. Like for example, Google Meet. And because I just used a browser-based Google Meet to run our classes, the similar way you can also use some application software to run this class. And firmware are your built-in things. I'll also explain you that. So hardwares, all physical components of computer system that can we see, we touch it, and we call it as a computer hardware. Of course, that is monitor, keyboard, mouse, and all of this. Software, it is a set of program that's specially designed to perform specific tasks. Like for example, MS Office, Photoshop, Firefox, Google Chrome, and the other things. They're called as softwares. Firmwares is neither hardware or software. Firmware is a software program or set of instructions programmed on the hardware devices. It provides the necessary instructions for how the device communicate with the. So it is like both kernel, we can say. It is not even hardware. See, we have keyboard, but if I type in the hardware, it comes in the software. Got it? So like a combination. And it provides the necessary instruction for how the devices communicate in other computer hardware. Firmware is typically stored in flash ROM of the hard disk, that is ROM chips and BIOS. Oh, that's okay, fine. And some of the best examples for softwares is system softwares, that is transistors and operating system. Example, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11, Red Hat, Linux, and everything. And applications are main softwares where we work. Operating systems are also comes under there. And anytime it can be added or removed from the computer. And for example, it is MS Office, Tally, or Photoshop, Power ISO, and etc. These are all the software parts. And then we have an antivirus, that is utility software. It is used to manage the system. That's it. It's like a combination both. That's antivirus. Example, bus is a computer, driver is an operating system. It's like that. If bus is a computer, then driver is an operating system, passengers are application software, and conductors is a utility software. With the help of bus, driver, passenger, and conductor makes it smooth. You don't want to go with all of this. No need of this one either. So I'm gonna pick very RAM. Everybody knows what is RAM. So I'll only go with some of the important things. Okay. Read-only memory. No, these are all the things that it's okay. Is see one of the advantages of the CMOS. No, whenever something goes wrong, just simply reset the CMOS by removing and enabling. That will fix most of our works. That is CMOS. Whichever the systems you open, laptops you open, because you might have think like even if I shut down my system, as soon as I turn on, how date and time everything is perfect. Yeah, it is perfect. Is because of this CMOS, CMOS, complementary metal oxide. Any changes done in BIOS setup is saved in CMOS memories, and to save configuration permanently, CMOS need power source. A small 3 watts lithium battery is used to give power, and date and time in system is maintained by the CMOS battery. Okay, that's why I told you. Whenever something goes wrong, always simply go with CMOS. Simple. Remove it and enable it. That is more than enough. Okay, let us go with some, and just simply go with some very important one. See, some of the basics things that we will do, some of the very basic things, like some of the problems you might encounter anywhere. When I start my PC, I get 12 time only. How do I correct it? Whenever you start, you'll only get, every time you start, time will be reset to 12 o'clock, because CMOS battery may be expired, and you must change your CMOS battery. And CMOS battery will not cost you cheap. And if you want, you can even buy some CMOS battery. I never purchased because it will be recharged, CMOS battery price is very cheap, very cheap, like 100 rupees, 200 rupees maximum. Yeah, it's very cheap. See, these are all CMOS. 100 rupees, 30 rupees. So you can go with the CMOS. Maybe they are expired. Okay. You can simply change it and everything will be normal. And what other problems can arise if date and time is incorrect? We cannot open, when if your date and time is incorrect. Okay. Think like why date and time matters a lot. We can see the date and time ourselves if you are thinking like that. No, there are some chances like you cannot open any websites in the browser. If you want, you can change your date and time and try to browse Facebook. It will not work. Date and time matters a lot. How to open BIOS setup? At the initial of booting, whenever you press your laptop, okay, whenever you start your laptop, just simply press F2 or del. Also, del we have delete, or F10, or sometimes you can press escape. Just simply press, it will directly open the boot. And types of passwords in BIOS: supervisor password or user password. This password will be asked if you enter into BIOS, but not every time. If you set a password, then only it will ask, else it will never ask you the password. The password will be every time when they, that's otherwise. So if you mention, if you give user password, no, every time the password will be asked every time whenever you start the system. You start the system, it will ask one password before even opening the operating system itself. After that, again, it will ask for an operating system. You can also set password to protect if you want. Okay. How to break BIOS password? Whenever you have any issues with the BIOS password and you have no idea about the password in the desktop, because since it is an online class, we cannot perform this one. So I'll tell you by jumper setting changes. See, in your desktop, no, there will be an option like this where this will be there. See, this is open means 1, 2, 3. This is means open. 1, 2. If you cover the first and second one with this clip, that means it has jumped. And if you 2, 3 means again jumped. So if you just perform this, it will immediately reset your CMOS battery passwords. You can break it. Use backdoor key. Press enter. Simply enter. Don't mention any password. And this is something which is like a very advanced one. But don't worry about this. Okay. But usually you won't encounter with such problems. And cache memories. This is very important one. See, it is used for central processing unit, that is CPU, of the computer to reduce an average cost, time or energy to access data. Like I have opened this. Next time when I open, it will open a fraction of seconds because everything will be saved. Otherwise, what happens is again it will start from the beginning. That is why you simply close it. If you click open, directly it will open. So that is called as cache memories. A cache is a smaller and faster memory closer to the processor one, which stores or copies of the data from frequently used main memory. If you're opening every time, see for example, every day I'll be opening one or the other applications. So whenever I open, it will show you directly here. See, Skype I opened very recently. If I click on Skype, immediately it opens. So that is because all the store, everything has been stored here. Now, how cache works? No need to worry about it. This much technical is not required. No, not required. Because if you want, I'll send you this one. Don't worry. We'll only focus on something which makes some sense. And yes, hard disk, I told you, permanently stored magnetic drive. It was such a big one because it was just 5 MB and the weight was over a ton, 1000 kgs. Yeah, 1000 kgs is equal to 1 ton. And IBM developed first hard disk in 1953. And now, so some of the physical components of the hard disk, like these are the things that you will get. But anyway, nowadays you won't even get to see some hard disk. And moreover, you can't even repair it. So you can simply bypass this. No need of all of this. Okay. This is how it looks like, only for your reference only. Hard disk circuited board. This is BIOS. This is where the BIOS will be stored. Hard disk circuited board performs all logical operations. And some of the connectors, PATA and SATA cables are here. So this is a PATA cable. I mean, this is very rare nowadays. And SATA cables are what we used every day in life. Every day we use this. But in hard disk, some will have SATA cables and some will have PATA power and some will have SATA power. We can use any one of this to start working. These things you already know. Recycle bin is like a dustbin of computer. It takes a space from the hard disk. 10% of this space from the every drive it will be using. Any data in recycle bin can be restored back. If this is gone, then you must permanently. Suppose if you want to recover permanently gone, then there are some easy data recovery. Recova I used many times, and Stellar is very popular and it is paid. You can use some of them to recover your data, even though if you have deleted permanently. And hard disk manufacturers: Seagate, Western Digital, Hitachi, Samsung, Toshiba. I'll recommend to go with any of these two, that is Seagate and WD, Western Digital. That's really a good one. And we have motherboards. Motherboards, everybody knows, so I'll simply skip it. And this is very old one. And VGA ports are used for display, but similar way nowadays we use latest technology. Serial ports. This is called the serial ports we use, and this is very old. And this is a LAN port, that is we use it for internet. And for audio, this is what we use. And nowadays audios will also run with just one port. These are the small things that you can find. And these are all the USB ports. Because A plus means this is all very basics you will learn. Then later advance. And processor socket. This is where the processors, but only professionals can able to do this. But you guys just want to see the processor. If you open and it is finished, you cannot recover it again. Like gone is gone. Entire board is gone. If you mess up with this one. This is mother. This is where you're gonna insert some RAM slots. This one no need. No need. I'm skipping, which is not necessary. So yeah, there are so many other things, but this is like very advanced. But no worries, because nowadays you won't even go with such advanced things. And add on motherboard manufacturers: Intel, Samsung, Asus, Acer, HP. All of these companies are a manufacturing company, especially on motherboards. And some of the cards that you can place on your motherboards are LAN cards. So this is how this LAN card looks like, where you can insert your Ethernet cable, and this is your sound card. And with the help of this sound card, one sec, yeah, everything sounds good. Yeah, with the help of sound card, you can able to get the sound, maybe something like that. And serial cards are there, and there are so many things. They're all very old one. And I also explained you about some processors. There are different AMD, advanced micro device, but Intel is good. When I compare with AMD, Intel is really good. And major board of CPU for smartphones, that is Apple, Nvidia, and Qualcomm. These are the three major brand for CPU, especially for mobile phone and tablets. These things will do anyway, advanced things. So these are some of the basics that you must know when it comes to hardware. They have mentioned what is that? Um, like keyboard, mouse, and everything. So I believe you guys are already aware and you already know that. That's why I told you this doesn't take a lot of time. Within 1 hour, we can able to finish it, or within less than 1 hour or 40 minutes, we can complete this. But we don't need to dig such a big information about all this. That's not necessary, to be honest. We'll only focus on something which is really important. That's why I told you this is very small. And now that you know how to install this operating system, how BIOS looks like, how to install operating system. So how to install an operating system is what I'll be teaching you in tomorrow's class. So we'll be starting at the same time, and I'll be teaching you how to install an operating system. If you are aware, you can let me know that you are already aware. For those who are not aware, I have to teach. Even if the one student wants me to teach that, I'm always there to teach you. Okay. So tomorrow we'll just install Windows and operating systems. Okay. I'll show you how it is done. And you will have a regular classes from now on. I'll be taking over your classes. And if you have any doubts, feel free to text in the group, or you can even contact them. They will directly connect to me. All right. So this is it for now. And thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you soon in the tomorrow's class, where I'll teach you how to install an operating system and some basic network troubleshootings. Okay, some of the common problems you'll encounter with installing an operating system. Just 1 month, if you concentrate on basics, then from next month we can start ethical hacking directly, where I'm going to teach you how to hack this, that. But these are the very important things that you must be aware before even starting the cybersecurity classes. So that is why we're going to go with very slowly. And once this, even though you guys are aware, it's okay to see once. All right, thank you so much for all of you, all the three who has joined, and I really appreciate your time that you have 1 hour of your time, especially in the evening hours. Tomorrow exactly by 8:30, I'll be starting your class till 9:30. Okay, on time. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you soon. And if you have any doubts, feel free to text me and feel free to ask me. Okay, don't mind. Just few days we'll have basics. After that, I'll promise to give you advanced knowledge and with only practical. Just few days, because these are all very theory. And even I don't like theory, just like you guys. Even I don't like theories. Just because of basic knowledge, I'm giving you. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you soon in the tomorrow's class. Thank you, Mr. Pandu. And for others who has joined, thank you so much. I'll see you soon in the next class. Until then, good night and take care. Bye.